So, in an attempt to make our mother super duper proud, we're gonna first fix our green screen. Okay, now that that's fixed, we're gonna fart a whole heck of a lot in order to get better at breathing. So, let's remember that low notes take more air. Spittle. Weird. Okay, so last we were working on the wide heel of the tongue. We're gonna keep everything in mind that we had in the previous exercises. The forward tongue, the wide tongue, yada yada yada, but we're going to try to keep them in mind as we spittle. So be hyper aware of your spittle. Okay, let's make sure the levels are good on the piano, and we're going to get started. This one is actually really simple. This is really one of my favorite exercises, and it saved me a lot of grief and leveled up my singing pretty noticeably, pretty quickly. Because it addresses a lot of problems. Fundamentally, it does try to address vowels. It's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good at it. And then it also addresses air, because you don't really... Generally, you want to avoid spitting all over anything that's valuable. That's why I have my computer open. I'm not kidding you. It's literally open. I took the casing off. It's right in front of me. Maybe put your children in front of you. You'll have the desire to spit on them less. Let's get to singing. Okay. Rhythm on. We're going to spittle. Remember, this is the exercise we did before. I'll play a little bit of it so we know what we're doing. Would help if the piano is on, so I hear. So you get it. All right, so that's the exercise we're going to do. Okay. On that. Okay, here's a pitch. Here's a starting pitch. Let's take a moment just to get on that pitch. Okay. For me, I'm a tenor. I go a lot to the high notes. I bias trying to have a lot less spittle. You can take the exercise down, and eventually I will make some exercises for lower voices. A lot of folks are communicating to me, though, that they're having trouble with their higher notes, so that's why I'm focusing a lot on ascending. So yeah. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Wide tongue, very easy for it to narrow in this position. Oh, God, that's a zoom in. Let me fix that real fast. Hold on. Listen, I just do it for the memes, okay? It's for the memes. So I know, like, the last video and this video, I'm making a lot of jokes. But let's be serious for a second. Be mindful of the things that we've covered so far when we go at this exercise a second time. Inherently, when we do this exercise, it does keep the tongue forward and loose, because otherwise you'd get this sound. Right? So the fact that we're means that the tongue is loose, and the fact that it's out of our mouth means it's forward. But it does not necessarily mean that the tongue is wide, and this is where this exercise can get into trouble. Okay? Let's say this hand is my tongue, right? If I have it loose, this is a metaphor. It's not a perfect metaphor, but it's a great visual tool and a great example of what happens when the tongue is narrow. Okay, so this is my hand being wide, and I have to tighten it up for it to be narrow. So even though we're spittling, which is fantastic, because who doesn't love spittle? It makes your mother proud. Even though we're spittling, it's not a fix-all. You still have to practice mindfully. Do not turn your brain off. We're going to do it again. Make sure that tongue is wide, okay? Remember mindful spittle. Here's your note. Again, it's okay if you're a little higher or a little lower. 1, 2, 3. Wide. less. Okay? What I'll probably do is I'll probably make a video where I just do that a couple times so that you can practice without my interrupting. But I really want you to go through these videos first because listen, I'm sincere when I talk about being mindful when you practice. It's super important. There's almost no point in practicing if you're not paying attention. It is not at all a controversial statement to say that shorter mindful practice sessions are far and away superior than longer ones. Before Mike Tyson became the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, he was practicing his punches in the mirror 15 minutes at a time at most. Okay? Yes, we have longer sessions. Yes, we sing for long periods of time. And so sometimes it is important to sing, but that's a performance. And you can go live on YouTube or Instagram or whatever and perform live in front of people. That's not hard anymore. You don't have to book a venue or anything. But in this day and age of constant distractions and all the stress in the world, it is huge. It pays dividends to keep your practice sessions short and pay attention. And also be curious and have fun. With that in mind, let's go through it one more time. And let's have fun with it. Let's really enjoy the spittle, okay? And I'm going to have us exaggerate a little something. So, for this session of mindful spittle, we're going to try to keep the tongue exaggeratedly wide. What I want you to do, I can't do it because I'm going to be playing the piano, but I want you to just like massage these muscles and just be happy that we get to spit everywhere, right? What a pleasure. What a privilege, right? There's no one around us. We're not going to spread anything dangerous. So let's just keep that jaw relaxed and let's enjoy some spittle. If you're here and you're watching this video, you're safe. Let go of that jaw tension. You've earned this moment. You're here. You're okay. Let's be silly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna need a little wipe down of my 1 hour of cleaning later. Whew, that was a lot of bleach. Anyway, spittle. Know it. Love it. Be mindful of it. This is probably the exercise that's going to be the best bang for your buck. There is another exercise that I wanted to cover with a glass and some water and a straw, but a lot of folks are communicating to me that that is right now very difficult for them to get a hold of. So we're going to focus on that one. Go through this video a couple times. Not for the watch time. I don't care if you download it. I don't care whatever. The reason I want you to watch it a couple times, and specifically the parts where we're singing and practicing, is that it's just the exercise that really pushed me over the edge and got rid of a lot of tension. If you want to, like, if it's more fun for you to do repertoire, what I would recommend is you do, you switch out every consonant. So if I did, happy birthday to you, you know, like a jazzy douche. If I do that, I do, now, of course, the tongue being that forward, like that forward, is going to make this sort of, we don't have to keep that entirely. We just keep, happy birthday to you, right? We just keep the result of that exercise. So, anyway, until next time, happy singing.